So, you just got home from school, no homework. You just picked up your favorite snack and you decided to go to your home computer. But all the normal sites you used to play, like Cool Math Games, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Pop Tropica, they just aren't hitting as well as they used to. You need something fresh, something... Wait, what's that? That little advertisement that just popped up on the side of your webpage. HeroUp.com. Oh, what are you waiting for? Click on it, see what happens. Do you remember a cartoon called... A high-energy, very well-stylized cartoon series revolved around the wider Marvel universe. And let's be real, it was funny as hell.
Well, there's your problem. That little girl.
Hulk smash?
No, Hulk. Real men don't smash little girls.
A huge roster of characters that you most likely didn't even know existed, don't fucking lie to me. But there's one character and his entire roster missing, but we'll get to that later. Superhero Squad was a smash hit, and you know when a show aimed at kids does well, you already know they're gonna milk it for money, especially in the toy department. The toys really didn't do anything special, they were just neat little statues for their respective characters and neat little poses. And then there's the video games, which I think serve as a neat little segment into today's topic. Marvel Superhero Squad Online. Squad Online was a browser MMORPG that released all the way back in 2011, and it ran for 6 years all the way to 2007. You collect heroes to form your own squad and play as many Marvel heroes in any number of activities that range from combat, card games, decorating your own helicarrier, to even just roaming around the various hub worlds based on famous Marvel locations and one exclusive to the show. The Daily Bugle area basically serves as your default load-in. From there, you can do simple tasks that range from just collecting various tokens tailored to the hero you're playing as, to finding random fractal fragments that lay around the map. Fractals are like one of the game's currencies that you can use to buy heroes or other items within the item shop. You can also destroy these little bot things that are hanging around certain areas, and you can mess around with interactable objects to collect stars and experience points. You also can go to different kiosks, and you can even go to Aunt May's house and eat food from there. You can even chase a crook around. What the hell? You can go to the Baxter Building, home of the Fantastic Four. You basically do the same thing here as well, but you can go invisible with a special machine. And there's this cool little dance area, and Ben Grimm has a pizza place for some reason.
With great pizza comes great responsibility.
Moving on to Asgard, you can also do the same thing as in other hub worlds, but you can also get turned into gold and watch an Asgardian puppet show. Difference with the enemies here is that instead of these robot things, they just turn into weird little fire demons. And let's not forget Villainville, a location that is exclusive to the Superhero Squad cartoon. The location is home to all the villains of the show, most notably Doom's Castle. You chase down a suspicious looking dog, and instead of those alien robots or those fire demons, you can destroy these little Doom Eye Watchers. All the worlds contain a store and various villains you can directly go and fight one-on-one, and you can also have special prompts depending on what type of character you have that allows you to do special type of animations around the city. If you get tired of hanging around the hub world, you can go into the missions menu and fight your way through waves of enemies until you get to a boss. You can do this solo, or you can do this with a team of people and rack up a high score that allows you to level up your hero. There's a lot of different missions, and some missions based on events that happen within the MCU movies. There are also a large list of heroes and their variations like Iron Man, Captain America, various X-Men characters, and finally, Spider-Man. What's funny about this is that for the Superhero Squad cartoon, Spider-Man wasn't allowed to be in it due to Sony's shenanigans, so we never actually got to see him on the show. But funnily enough, he was allowed to be in everything else Superhero Squad related, like advertisements, toys, books, other Superhero Squad games. Funnily enough, in the other game, he was voiced by Josh Keaton.
This is great! Getting an important assignment from Iron Man is a big deal.
Okay, kid, just remember, I'm used to talking to myself, not other people.
Is that abomination in an antique shop? It can't be good.
Like a bull in a china shop. Though they actually have proven that that's not as bad as it sounds.
What are you up to, big and ugly?
Nothing. And I'm not looking for Dr. Doom. I'm not.
Well, there's a knot that means yup. We better stick to him like glue.
But in Squad Online, he's voiced by...
Sorry, little guy. This is for your own good. You don't seriously think you'll get away, do you? I should get some supplies for chemistry class. And for crime fighting. They don't call me the wall crawler for nothing.
That's right, it's Yuri Lorenthal. And this marks the first time he's actually voiced the webhead. At the time, though, he was best known for voicing the teenage versions of Ben 10 and also the English dub version of that one terrorist from Naruto. Fun fact, if you're playing a spider-themed character, you can web swing. But, as I mentioned before in my Total Mayhem review, it's more or less just a glorified double jump. You also have this special prompt on buildings that allow you to crawl the walls of buildings. Mind you, this is an animation that is automated. You have no control over this whatsoever. But I think it's a pretty neat time waster to watch regardless. I would go in depth with the other characters, but seeing as this game has over 196 playable fucking characters, we're not doing that! But there are two types of characters you can play as. Brawler characters such as Spider-Man, Hulk, Wolverine, and more, who will get up close and personal to beat the shit out of enemies. And then we have ranged enemies like Iron Man, Punisher, Cyclops, and others who will stand back and blast the enemies with ranged attacks. You can also build up hero stars that will allow you to do special moves, and if you allow yourself to get all 5 stars, you can unleash a devastating area of effect attack on your enemies. Nothing too complex, perfectly set up for a child's tiny little brain to understand. And me being 12 years old in middle school, I ate that shit up. And what's cool is that you either play the game in the actual browser, or you could download the game files and play from there. And let's not forget the music. I don't know what the studio was cooking, but god damn did they cook. I can still hear the loading theme when you load up the game. It just gets you so pumped up, you just feel like you're ready for a day of crime fighting. The theme of the Daily Bugle, because don't lie, that's where you spent most of your time when roaming around. The theme of the store when you're deciding what to spend your golden fractals on. And the music when you're in the lobby of a mission. Oh, god, it just makes you feel... The game ran from 2011 to 2017, with the game shutting down on January the 11th. Gazillion Entertainment, along with a few other live service projects they had running at the time, such as Marvel Heroes, also shut down along with them. But why is that? What the hell could have happened to cause this? Well, the company had been on a massive decline, people weren't getting properly paid for their work. There were massive layoffs, and ex-employees were reporting they weren't getting their severance packages. They were reportedly in massive fucking debt. The games were averaging about a few thousand players, but they were starting to lose players. And to make matters worse, the fucking CEO had sexual assault allegations against him. And as a result of all these things, Disney just decided to just pull a plug on Gazillion and end their contract, resulting in the company to shut down in December. I guess that's it. There's no way for you to actually go back and play the game. The servers are no longer receiving support and since then been deactivated. I guess the game would actually count as lost media. I really wish there was a way for us to play the game again. But wait, there is. You see, the gameplay in the background I've been using for my videos, that's actually very recent gameplay. Now you're probably wondering to yourself, Arachnid, what do you mean? You said yourself that the game was completely inaccessible. Well, what if I told you there's a way to actually go back and play the game? Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce you to Superhero Squad Forever. This project is basically rebuilding the game from the ground up using the game's original assets, and there actually is a working version that I've been using as gameplay footage in the background. It actually remained pretty faithful to the original, and it still has a lot left in terms of stuff it's missing. Most notably, a lot of the music is missing for like loading menus, and it just feels really soulless when the game is booting up. There's no way to earn gold, and the only way to get fractals is doing small things around the world, or grinding a certain mission that gives fractals. And it's not like you earn a bonus surplus of fractals each time you load into the game every day. Intent, you might want to put that as a fucking update. There are textures on certain pop-ups that aren't present in the game, so it's just a white box. The in-game screen doesn't properly reflect my actual performance in the game. The card game isn't working. The game is missing a lot of heroes, from what I've heard. And from what I've heard, another thing that's plaguing the game is a GPU issue. You're welcome to let me know what that means in the comments, but I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's not exactly properly optimized for modern hardware. Something I've noticed myself while playing the game. Another thing I've noticed is like the game does crash quite a lot. But once again, I'll chalk that up to the developers currently working on that, and I really do appreciate the fact that they brought this game back. Speaking of the developers, I actually was able to get in contact with one of them for an interview. I'm gonna like put the questions up on screen because sadly I couldn't call them for the interview. So if you want to, you can pause and read it. I'm gonna keep it up there for a few seconds, and then I'm just gonna move on. I'd say it's kind of crazy that there's only 2 people in the dev team. And I definitely think they have their work cut out for them, especially if they're able to import custom models. Oh boy, if they can do that. I already do feel like this is on the right track, considering installing the game is extremely easy. And even if you do crash, you can verify the files and it automatically fixes whatever is broken. You can even do a fresh install, so whatever is broken, it's automatically fixed. But despite these issues, I am still having a blast with this game. Roaming around these streets as a hero I was never able to get my hands on as a kid because the game was extremely unforgiving. I remember trying to level up my account when I was playing, and there was always that one mission I couldn't get past because it required me to change into, well, a specific hero. And from what I've heard, there's some unused zone maps that could be implemented into the game once they figure out how to do so. And let's be honest, it's going to be game over once they figure out how to add custom models. And it's going to extend this game's lifespan by a lot, especially if they can import the game models into the shop that can be bought for cheap, as in fractals or whatever. Now, I do have my own list of things that I want to see implemented in the game. One major thing is silver, because in the game, you can still earn silver after completing a mission, but there's nothing for you to spend it on. All the stuff in the item shop is just with fractals or with gold. Hey everybody, it's me, your friendly neighborhood ArachnidYouth here. So I made a bit of an error when I was talking about the fractals and the silver. Originally there was a giant wheel in Superhero Squad Online that I completely forgot to mention, and during some point of the game's life, they took it out, and silver was actually replaced with fractals. I don't know how I forgot about that, but you know, thankfully I actually sent this to the dev, and they are able to correct a few things that I got wrong in this video. So, yep. I also do think you guys should, you know, up the amount of fractals you get when finishing a mission, because that's going to be the main source of what people are going to be using to buy stuff in the item shop with. And that's kind of all that is for me that I want to see being implemented in the game. As well as my own skin, which is being played on screen right now, I'd really love for that to be put in the item shop as like a bonus for like making this video. I really would love to see more people play this game, enjoy this game like I did. If people had their childhoods, like spend a lot of their childhoods in this game, I'd love for people to just recapture that, and I am in full support of this. Now, if you're wondering how you can support this project, links to their Discord servers will be down in the description below. Integrate yourselves into their communities and, you know, just give them feedback on what they could do with the game. As far as I know, they're not accepting like applications for new developers, but personally, in my opinion, I think they should keep an eye out for people who could potentially help keep the game up and running, especially fixing these small bugs that seem to be plaguing the game more now than ever. But yeah, join the Discord server, let them know I sent you, and that's all you can really do in order to support them. As far as I know, you can't donate to them. Now, I'm pretty sure partially that's because they're doing this from their own free will, and they have no real obligation to take anybody's money because they're just doing it for fun. Also, another second reason why I believe they're not taking like monetary donations is due to the fact that this was an officially licensed game, and they're kind of just bringing it up out of the woodwork. So I'm pretty sure if they were to try to make some kind of money off of it, they'd probably get hit with a lawsuit. So if you want to support this game, please go to the description down below, join their Discord server, download the game, make an account, just go ham with the game. And link to my skin mod will also be in the description below. Now, the caveat to this is that this mod is specifically for the Scarlet Spider, the blue hooded Ben Reilly costume. You need Scarlet Spider in order for, you know, to get your maximum enjoyment out of this mod. And since Ben Reilly isn't in the item shop, hint, put him in the item shop. It's going to be really much of a hassle just using... The only way you can really get them is through hero boxes, and I've been trying to do that ever since I learned that, and I haven't had much luck. But maybe you'll get luckier than me. Oh! I'm going to go play some Spider-Man 3. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of this video? What do you think of Superhero Squad Online? Did you play Superhero Squad Online when you were a kid? If you did, how did you like the game? How did you feel when the game was shut down? And how do you feel about this new project where it's being revived? Anyway, I will see you guys in the next one. See ya! It's really simple shit, honestly. Nothing too complex, perfectly set up for a Chinese? What am I, fucking racist? Kind of. There are massive layoffs and and it's not like you earn a bonus surplus. It's not like you... There are massive layouts and... layouts. What the fuck do you mean, layouts? There is no layouts! And it's not like you earn a bonus surplus of fractals each what? Each what, nigga? Each fucking... Ladies and gentlemen, allow you? What am I allowing you? The game ran from 2011 to 2017, with the game shutting down on January the 11th. Gazillion Entertainment, along with a few other live service projects, had running into... You can collect heroes to form your own squad to play as... From there, you can do simple tasks that range from just collecting various tokens, territory, hero... Moving on to Asgard, you can also do the same thing as in the other Dyslexia! Fucking have dyslexia. What do I have, dyslexia?